Okay. So good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Sir, good afternoon, sir. Please unmute yourself, sir. Thank you, sir, for accepting our invitation as a speaker for today's session on a topic, how to access the pre-feasibility of project through market survey. Sir is Mr. Abhay Egbote, sir. Is an MD for MMRC Consultancy Private Limited. Sir is MCom MBA from USA and PhD submitted to the Department of Business Management, Osmania University. Sir is associated with the NAM. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir with the NAM as a jury member for selection of startups and also a mentor. Sir is a Director, Management and Marketing Research Consultancy, MMRC, Hyderabad, and also a marketing consultant to a board of Girijan Cooperative Corporation and a management consultant.
You're able to see me, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are visible, sir.
Yeah.
Sir is a domestic marketing advisor for Acquire Board, Cochin, Ministry of ARI, Government of India. Sir is a senior marketing consultant.
Hey, give him the 1 minute, ma'am.
Sir is a senior marketing consultant to the Foundation for MSME, New Delhi, for their SIDBI project on cluster marketing. Sir has conducted media studies, ad hoc research, retail store audits, etc. Sir has worked in Administrative Staff College of India, Hyderabad. Sir worked in Institute of Public Enterprise, IPE, OU campus as a faculty and also as a consultant for various marketing projects and management. Sir is a market research executive in Operation Research Group, a division of Ambalal Sarabhai, Mumbai, and Tier 2 partner with UNCTAD and Textiles Committee for Development of Handlooms. Conducted several executive development programs in sales, marketing, material management and human relations. Sir is a visiting faculty to NIMSME, National Institute of Micro, Small and National and Medium Enterprises, Government of India institutions, and NIMH in the marketing area for their capacity building programs. Sir also published several research papers in accredited journals of marketing and management on marketing issues. Over to you, sir. Mr. Abhay, sir. Mr. Abhay, sir.
Yeah.
over
Are you
to
able
you,
to
sir.
hear me?
Yes, sir.
Huh?
You are audible,
Okay.
sir. Yeah, please continue,
Yeah.
sir. Thank you.
1 second.
You are made as a co-host, sir. Any slides you can even share, sir.
How do I share the slides? I'm asking my assistant to share the slides with you.
Yes, sir. There is a share screen option, sir. There is a share screen option at the bottom, green color one.
Yeah.
To that, you
Huh.
can just
Yeah.
open the slide and you can connect with that. Sir, any problem, sir? Audio పోయింది. Sir, if you have any issue with the slide sharing, you can please share me the slide, sir, so that I can even upload. Sir, please unmute yourself, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Are
Yes,
you able
sir.
to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'll start off because I will ask my
Yes.
assistant to share.
Yes,
1 minute. She has called me, so she will share.
Okay, sir.
Hello. నువ్వు షేర్ చేస్తావా? షేర్ చేసుకో. నాకు ఓపెన్ అయింది. ఓకే, నేను స్టార్ట్ చేస్తాను, నువ్వు అప్పుడు షేర్ చేసుకో. ఓకే. Hello, good afternoon, everybody. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I presume that most of you to the faculty have a good understanding of the basics of marketing and marketing research. Can I presume that?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I have asked my assistant to share the title is Market Survey for Feasibility Report or Feasibility Study. Pre-feasibility study market survey. Now, there are two aspects we have to consider during this session. One is why are we doing a market survey and what is the major purpose for doing the market survey and what do you mean by feasibility study. So these two aspects, once we understand, then it becomes very easy for us to proceed further. A market survey needs to be taken up, which should have a very definite and a clear-cut objectives. If you have a well-defined objectives of the proposed market survey, whether it will be for a service or a product may be a technical product or maybe an FMCG product, or it may be a service like a hospital or an educational institution or airlines or a banking sector, whatever it may be. One has to clearly define the objectives of the proposed market survey and write it down very clearly before you start the survey. A few examples I would like to share with you on some of the core and well-defined objectives of the survey. What is the extent of acceptability of my product or service that we are planning to launch? Here you see extent of acceptability. I'm not asking just the acceptability. The question has to be to what extent, 10%, 50%, agree, disagree, 5-point scale we can take it in the questionnaire designing for getting whether the product is acceptable or not. Okay, on a Likert scale, we do that. Secondly, for example, recently we did a survey for an app for a hospital, which connects the doctors directly with the patients. So there the objective of approaching the hospital is they will upload their data on the app and the patient will see the app and know the hospital closest to his residence and can immediately go to that by calling up the concerned hospital. Similarly, now here the definition very clearly defined. Where is the nearest hospital having a particular faculty, say obstetric and gynecology, whatever it is. Then who is my nearest competitor in the market? This is very, very important because many products which are coming out in the market today as a startup or an MSME, the scale of your operation is not as important as understanding as to who are your competitors. Everybody starts small. So that is what we are trying to understand is with whom I am going to compete in the market. I will tell you in the example which I am going to take up later as a case study, where very clearly we have defined as to who is going to be my competitor. Then third one is whatever the price which I have fixed, is it acceptable to the customer? It's a very sensitive topic of pricing. Plus or minus 10% makes a lot of difference. Sometimes the launch price will be very different from the regular price or after a month of the launch. You have several schemes during the launch period where you give a 10% off or something to the customer. Similarly, or you give some product free when you buy the newly launched product. Then if you are having a higher price, what is it that is making you keep it at that higher price level? How does my product compare in terms of quality with that of the top 3 competing products? In your market, it need not necessarily be the national products or national brands. Most of the MSMEs and startups get into this thought process that I am competing with FMCG, multinationals or nationals or the regional brands. So keep it very clear in your mind where you are positioning your product. Okay. As a startup or an MSME with limited funding, you should always keep in mind that you have a very limited funding options for you. You don't have crores of rupees to spend in marketing. And as such, which markets would you like to operate on? One of the things which during my consulting, my market research areas, especially when I'm doing consulting with MSMEs and startups, I always tell them to restrict your markets to the most nearest market which is possible in your own town. It is always better to be a king in your own lane or town than be an ordinary person in the state level. You are not recognized. At least you are recognized in your own areas. This is how one of the dairy products manufacturer who started in one of the smaller lanes in Hyderabad city has become fairly big over a period of 10 years. And his brand is now competing with Amul and Heritage. And a lot of people take his curd milk at a higher price because they know the quality of milk is much superior than the existing brands which are being marketed. He may not have volumes, but definitely he's sustaining his business. He's getting profits, and the customers and they are all loyal customers with him.
Sir, a small request from my
Okay.
side.
Now talking about the pardon.
Sir, a small request from my side. Your
Yeah, tell me.
bandwidth, your network bandwidth is very low, sir. You can switch off your video and only switch on the audio so that we have a clear speech.
Okay.
Please.
Should I come on the mobile otherwise?
No issue, sir. You can just switch off the video. That is enough, sir.
Excuse me.
Yes, ma.
Like I'm assistant of Mr. Abhay Bote. Like I'm not
Okay.
able to share my screen as you have
Yes.
disabled the permission.
You have
Okay.
you have disabled the screen now. Screen sharing. Did you disable the screen sharing from your
No.
side?
No, sir. We are connecting her as a co-host now. Just a minute, sir.
Yeah, sure.
You please connect her so you'll get the screen.
Yes, sir.
And all it will be very easy for me to talk.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. She is now connected.
They will also be
Lakshmi?
related very easily.
Yeah, you are
because the
connected
case
as a
study is
co-host.
very interesting.
Yes,
Yeah,
madam,
sure.
you are
I'll try to
connected.
share my screen now.
Yeah,
Thank you.
please share.
Her name is Lakshmi.
Yes, sir. Got it.
Shall I continue?
Yes, sir.
Okay, she has started screen sharing. That is nice. Okay, so the second aspect which the title focuses on is feasibility. Yeah, that's good. Okay, objectives.
Madam,
Come
you
on to
can keep
feasibility.
it in a slide sharing mode. Slideshow.
Lakshmi, take to slide number 4. Slide 4 ki pettu.
Right. Right, sir. It's visible now.
Fourth slide ki pettu. No, fourth slide. Objectives, production feasibility. So there are 3 types of feasibilities which we normally conduct for a detailed project report. Idi gaadu. No, you are showing something different. Idi gaadu. Final chupinchu.
Give me a second.
Final. Okay, I will continue with my lecture, madam. So types of feasibility will be, there are 3 different types of feasibility which are required to be done for a detailed project report for the purposes of loan which is submitted to the bankers or the financial institutions. Okay. Now, why I am talking about this feasibility report study is, you should know that all the 3 together are given to the bank, for which the most important component is the market feasibility. Now, the first one is the production feasibility. Whether it is feasible to produce the product or not at the desired capacity and the production levels over a period of the next 3 years. because this takes into consideration the availability of the raw material at a specific price levels. Okay, so this is where the production feasibility is stated, and they conclude that yes, the product is feasible for us to produce over the next 3 years at a level of minimum production capacity, so that the rate of return on investments is possible. Because if minimum production quantity is not done, then you won't get the advantage of scale of operations. Okay, this is where the production feasibility helps you to decide at what capacity you should work for the next 3 years, so that your sales can achieve that production capacity, or the production capacity can be adjusted to the sales level, increasing sales level for the next 3 years. Okay, yes, this is the one. You show the second one. Second slide. I will talk to you about that. You come to the fourth slide. Fourth slide, Amma. Types of production feasibility. The next one is the financial feasibility. Undani. Financial feasibility. You see, chartered accountants are the people who normally do this financial feasibility analysis. The P&L account and the balance sheets, they do it for the 3 years forecast of sales. On the basis of that, the entire financial feasibility is done. Here, they will take into consideration the various costs involved in the production cost, the sales and administration cost, including the advertising expenditures, administration cost, then also the marketing costs. So these costs are taken into consideration in the financial feasibility, so that enough fixed capital and working capital are covered for the next 3 years as a minimum, or you can take it for 5 years as well. At this juncture, I would like to stop for 1 minute. If you have any doubts, if you want to ask anything or you want to clarify anything, please ask me. Okay. Are you able to listen?
Yes, sir, you are audible, sir.
Yeah, because I'm not getting any reply from the participants.
Participants, any question, please post in the chat window.
No, they can talk, na?
Yes, sir. They can unmute themselves and they can speak, sir.
Yeah. Because, see, honestly, I'm not aware of their backgrounds. That is the reason why I'm asking these questions. Sometimes some of the participants may have better understanding of the markets and all that, and some of them may not have it. So if you don't understand certain technical subjects which I'm talking here, like a feasibility or production and financial feasibility, or you please raise the question. I will answer it. I want you to go with clear mind. Okay. Why I'm taking up this feasibility topic here with these types of feasibility is, whenever you are doing a market survey for a marketing feasibility, these two feasibilities are very important. You have to keep in mind, because the market survey will be the basis on which you will be able to calculate the sales projections. What is my market share? All that I will be coming to when I start my case study. Hence, I'm asking you this basic question to the participants. Are you okay with whatever I'm telling till now? I'm waiting for their answers. Dr. Padmagaru.
Sir, you can continue, sir. There is no questions in the chat box.
Okay.
Please continue, sir.
Okay, you take the next slide. Yes, this is the market feasibility. Okay. Market feasibility is perhaps the most important aspect of the entire startup, MSME, a corporate. The only department in the entire business group is the marketing department or the sales department, which gets revenues to the company. All other departments are expenditure departments. Am I right? Because production department will ask to buy raw materials. HR, you pay salaries. Security, you pay salaries. R&D, you pay salaries and you get raw material to be tested and all that. Okay. General management, again, there are salaries. They don't bring you checks. The only guy who gets you checks to pay your salaries is the salesperson. He goes out, sells the product, gets the cash and gives it to you. Therefore, your company will run. And that is why marketing takes the lead in understanding the market so that your product is adjusted to the demands of the market. What do you mean by demands of the market? It is what the customer requires. When you are launching a new product, a new variant, or something different, especially today is the day of apps. Everywhere they are having an app. So we have done a couple of market surveys for pre-launch of an app for its feasibility. Before even the feasibility is understood, whether they are going to use the app or not, that question is most important in their mind. Automatically, if the response is 70-80% yes, then your market, the project feasibility starts coming up. It surfaces very easily. As I told you, we took a market survey to determine an app whether the garage owners and the car owners will see the app and select a garage near their place for servicing of their four-wheelers. Now, this was very new, couple of years back. It was the launch of the app. 90% of the car owners, new car owners, which is less than 1 year old, normally will go to the showroom service center because the first 3 services are free. Thereafter what? So when you know that there is a garage which is nearby your place, which is hardly 2 or 3 kilometers, he will come and pick up then, and his service is as good as the owners, companies, then it's easy for you to download the app, get the garage owner's details, call him up and he will take that. And this was ratified or this was approved by the garage owners as well as a lot of car owners who said that we never knew that so many garages are nearby. We always had to go there and spend at least 7,500 to 10,000 for servicing because basic servicing is 6,000. Add-ons are always there. They don't leave you without an add-on. So the market survey gave the answer to them. So the market feasibility is one thing which is very important, which has got to be done. And the market survey will give you the answers for what is the kind of sales revenue that justify the investment in the products. Okay. What is the rate of return or rate of the profits which you are likely to achieve in which year after date of launch. So your financials will be determined on the basis of the sales growth. Okay. So this is the basis on which the entire financial projections are made. Your P&L account and balance sheets are made. And then the bankers will ask you several questions regarding the acceptability of the product, acceptability with whom you are competing, at what level you are going to go, which markets you are to go. One major thing which everyone as a faculty, you should tell your new startups, your students who are now at least 5 to 7.5% of the students are not going for jobs. They want to start. So you have to explain to them one basic thing is that you look for markets and not for sales. Markets means whether people are going to buy this idea, buy this product. If they are really interested, then there is a good market for that. A very good market for that. One of the startups whose marketing bees boxes, what he does is he does the bee box, a small box cardboard box or wooden box. He keeps the bees inside, and those bees, they germinate the cotton seeds, cotton plants, and thereby 10 to 15% of the flowers are converted into fruit. Even for mangoes, he is doing it, and he is hiring those boxes at a price per month. It's a very new idea, and it has taken up very nicely. He is in Pune. He was there in Nam, and we talked to him about it. He's still there. It's a very new concept. Even I didn't know about it. So these are the new concepts which are coming into the market, and they are getting successful. And because he did this feasibility study, he did this market survey, and he came to know, yes, farmers want that. Or because most of the flowering season, the flowers are not converting into fruits, and therefore these bees, they go to the they are sent, they go to the on the plant, and they convert the flower into fruit. Around 20% of the flowers die down because of, just like that, because of weather conditions and all that. These bees help them to convert into fruit at a much faster rate. And that is where he found a big demand, and he's doing extremely well now. He's a very young technocrat, we can call him, or we can call him an entrepreneur. He's a very young entrepreneur, less than 32, 35 years of age. And he personally met me in Nam, and we discussed with him. I have his project presentations and all that. He's doing wonderful. There are several success stories like this which we can share. And all these success stories have one thing in common, is that they have identified the right market and given them the right price and explain to them how it is to be done. There is always what is called a waiting period. A waiting period for each of these people before they take off. Till that time, you need to have enough working capital. And these are all the aspects where market feasibility is going to be taken for you. Okay, so this is where in the marketing area, especially in the survey area, market surveys are done to find out whether the farmers will accept to rent these boxes, so that the conversion ratio is very high. At least 15% to 20% of the fruits are increased, where the yield is increasing because of the bees. I am very sure any farmer will accept that for a nominal rental of about 5,000 rupees or 3,500 rupees per month, per 2,000 or 1,500 rupees per box per month. So even less than 10,000 investment for that particular example, they get a very high return, because the overall farm produce increases at least 20% more. If he's producing 1 ton overall, for an example, he will produce 1.2 tons of the fruit, which is very good. And the cost of all that is hardly 2 to 3% of the total cost of production in the farm area. Such kind of innovations are coming. And another example I would like to give you here before I go to the Kaju's case study is that of the drones. Most of the faculty members who are attending this session are aware of drones and the technical aspects of drone. But the market for drones is so huge. So the Rajasthan client, who was a startup, who did attend in Nam, he had a very high thinking of investing a large amount. And so he started a small thing from Rajasthan to Bangalore. In Bangalore, he started marketing his product. And he had an agent in Jaipur. He's based in Udaipur, if I'm right. So when I met him and I asked him, why is it that you are going to Bangalore when you are based in Rajasthan, in Udaipur? Then he said in Bangalore, the government organization is helping him to identify people who might buy his drones for spraying of chemicals and different aspects of farming. Okay. Then I asked him, what is the area that each drone will cover? So I started getting into the details of the product application and the extent of application of each product. How much time does it take to cover 1 acre? How much time does it take to, how many acres can be done? What is the cost? Can the farmer afford this thing? So on and so forth. And when he sprays the chemicals fall directly on the leaves and the plant. They don't wither away with the wind. So the loss of chemicals and fertilizers is very, very less due to the drone technology being used in agriculture field. When I studied all these things, I told him that, look, if you want to grow, there is 5,000 or 10,000 hectares of land which is available in 3 districts or 4 districts of Rajasthan. Can you cover that much? He says, sir, it will take me 5 years to cover all that. So then why are you coming to Bangalore? Are you getting the point? The application of the product should be seen in the nearby areas so that you don't spend more money on traveling, on salespeople, supervision, and then again you see return on investment. So the marketing feasibility will consider all these things. The market survey will give answers to which are my most profitable locations where I should launch. Sitting in Hyderabad, I cannot launch something in Delhi or Mumbai. I should consider the Telangana market or the Andhra Pradesh market. Okay. So this is how you see, you define your target audience very, very clearly. He said, my target audience are the farmers who can spray this, say 5 acres, 10 acres. So I said, small and medium farmers you consider, or you consider very big farmers and you give them for 3 months or 6 months. And his agent was looking after one complete district in Rajasthan. So what is the distribution channel which you are going to adopt to reach your end customer? The market survey should give answers to these questions. What is the distribution channels you should choose, which are economical and which are successful, which are profitable, which give you results. And people should become an extended arm of your company. Your agent or your distributor should become an extended arm. In the case of all these farm equipments and technology, you should be able to explain to them how it is being used. You will be surprised to know, he showed me some photographs and small videos where, should I say, an illiterate farmer is using the drone by himself without the assistance of anybody. He was given a complete training for 1 week, how to handle the equipment, how to recharge the batteries, how to fill up the raw material, and then how does it spray? What is the battery life? In the night you recharge it, in the morning do it. This much area, this many hours it will last. Okay. So they calculated the number of hours they will be requiring to spray the agricultural pesticides or fertilizers. And accordingly, once they started liking it, where do the farmers meet? If you're going to market in there, you don't go and individual, you go to the Monday. Every Saturday or Friday or one day of the week, they all gather there. The Mukhya, as it is called, if you convince him, he tells that man, yes, I'm doing this in my farm. In no time, the entire area farmers will take it, because he is the person who is the influencer in that area. He influences the selection of a product or a service. One of the major questions during this which they asked is, what will happen if something goes wrong with the equipment? Then they said that they have a service center in that nearby that village, and they can get it set. They will replace it first. The drone is immediately replaced, and then it is serviced and then given back, and the replaced drone is taken back. And that gave them a lot of confidence in the service part. So here we are not selling the product, we are selling the service. This differentiation one has to see and understand in the market survey process. Even when we as market research agencies, we undertake such kind of surveys, first we understand what is most important, which goes into the decision making for the selection or preference for a product and its usage. Who uses it most? How will it benefit them? Is there any R&D involved? Is there any service cost involved? How does it benefit him? Even rupee anna price also we calculate whether it is feasible for him to use this or continue with the traditional methods. This is exactly what we do in the market surveys. Now coming to the next aspect of the market survey, before I go into the case study pertaining to the fruit juice industry, I would like to tell you that there are two aspects to market surveys. One is the primary market survey and the other is the secondary data analysis. Seldom at least I have done a pure market survey, primary. With the primary market survey, we have always added on the secondary data analysis, which I will show you. It becomes a part and parcel of the market surveys. The industry profile, the industry trends, the growth rates, major companies, competitors, all these are a part of the market survey. So primary market survey will also take into its
Sir, you are not audible, sir. Abhay, sir, you are not audible. Lakshmi, madam.
I think there seems to be
Sir,
a network issue.
sir is got disconnected. Will you
Yeah, I
please?
think there is a network issue. Yeah,
Hmm,
yeah. He'll join back. Give me a second. Thank you.
right.
Hello? Are you able to hear me, madam?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
No, the current has gone, so I switched over to the mobile.
Right, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now what is the time now? I'm seeing the time and then I'm talking.
Yes,
Is
sir.
it
It is 3:06, sir.
Okay, now I will start the market survey aspects of the entire lecture. So when we take a market survey, as we have told you, first with the client, you ask the client the major objectives, and then you decide upon the questionnaire designing. Okay, so this was a client. She was a PhD in biotech, and you will be surprised to see that she, over a period of couple of years research, she came out with the juice of cashew apple. You know cashews, right? You eat cashew nuts. And what is it you throw away? The apple part. Okay. Are you listening? Hello?
Yes, sir. It is audible, sir. Please
Okay.
continue, sir.
No, because that cashew apple photo, are you seeing? Is she able to show
No.
you that apple, cashew
No,
apple
sir.
photo? That's
Lakshmi
what she
madam,
told me.
please change the slide.
Because here there is no power. In my
Okay.
house, there is no power.
Lakshmi
Okay,
madam.
first
Yeah.
cashew apple in see, these are what is the cashew apple you're seeing. Okay. The cashew nut is on the top. How na? है ना?
Yes, sir.
और नीचे का जो है वो एप्पल बोलते हैं उसको, कैश्यू एप्पल. तो वो कैश्यू एप्पल का she prepared the juice over a period of couple of years of research, and she got it approved from the concerned authorities, quality testing and all that. And then she came out and somebody referred her to us. She is from East Godavari. Okay. And she brought those things and she told me. Now, this is a very new product, you know. So we asked her, you bring the product with us to us, and she brought some of them. And believe me, it was very good. So what we did was, what is it we have to do if we have to launch this cashew apple, whether it is a juice or a fruit? Okay. What is here the basic question is, under what category will it come? So the first thing I studied is the Indian market for packaged fruit juices and drinks, because she is selling a packaged fruit juice or a fruit drink. Now, the growth rate at national level is more than 30% in the last 10 years of the last decade. And it is estimated to be growing at a 15% CAGR, cumulative average growth rate. Now you see the funny part, the most interesting aspect of the packaged fruit juice and industry, the organized sector is only 25% market share and unorganized sector is 75%. What does this indicate? You just apply your mind to the markets. I've been telling you in the beginning, look for markets. That means, and what does this unorganized sector constitute? Whenever you go to Kamath Hotel or any other hotels, they ask you ask for a mango juice or a grape juice, orange juice. They will they have the fruit, they will make the juice inside and give it to you fresh. There are bundis on the road who give you this, and you go and drink them. That is the market which constitutes 75%. Whenever you go to eat pani puri and bhel puri, adjacent to that is this juice wala. You go and drink it. 50 rupees, 60 rupees, he will charge per glass, 40 rupees, wherever it is. Whereas the same organized sector, packaged goods, ml to ml will be very expensive. So then, what do you mean by fruit juice and what do you mean by fruit drink? See, market survey is not that simple. You have to understand the product. So kya hai? Are chodo kya hai? This is juicy hai na? No, you can't take it that lightly. Okay, fruit drinks have maximum of 30% fruit content. Okay, then fruit juices have almost 100% fruit content. And nectar drinks with 30 to 90% fruit content. This is something in between. Now, where to position this product, we will tell you later how we did that. Okay. Now, which are then you have to study the market. Which are the competing brands in the Indian market? There are 10 which we have identified. These are the national brands which are identified. Apart from this, you will have so many brands in your own town. Anybody from Bombay? Any participant is there from Bombay or Delhi? Madam? Hello?
No, sir.
Nobody is from Bombay, Delhi, Chennai,
No, sir.
Vijayawada, Vizag?
Andhra, many people are there, sir.
So they will be knowing these brands. Andhra mango juice will be there, no? Bandi pe. We can ask them in Telugu if they have one. Bandi మీద తాకుతారు కదా మీరు వైజాగ్ లో. Anyway, they're keeping quiet. Are they understanding? Okay, these are the competing brands where this Kajus is the brand name which he has kept Kajos or C. Okay, now I will just show you some of the brands which are presently in the market at the time of the market survey. Now, you see, this is all secondary database. So primary survey is different, secondary survey is different. We have taken into consideration both. So now let us see Dabur Real and Active Juices. Then you have Patanjali Ayurveda Juices, ITC B Natural brand name, Hector Beverages, Paper Boat. Paper Boat every airport మీద ఉంటుంది, every railway station మీద ఉంటుంది, అవునా? Mother Dairy, Safal. This is from Mumbai actually. Pepsi Company India is Tropicana. It is an international brand. Parle Agro's Saint Fruit Juice. Then Manpasand Beverages, Mango Sip. That's only mango, the flavor there. And organic 24 Matra. This is an organic, they call themselves organic and they offer variety of this thing. Then Pioneer Foods, Serious Food. Now, let me show you some of the photos. Look at this. You have seen this in supermarkets. Tropicana is there, Minute Maid is there. All the three we have taken. Okay. Then these are also there. Safal. You know. Right? See, their packing is different. You see how they are showing the brand name and the products itself down. If you see Safal, it is apple juice. There it is, Patanjali is mixed fruit. You know, 24, that one is again, orange is there, apple is there, mango is there. So the product packaging itself will really show which one is it, original, pure, premium, Tropicana you are seeing. Here it is apple juice. Paper Boat has about 3 plus 3 plus 6, 7 different flavors. I will come to the width of the product when we come to that. This is the one. You see series. Then Pulpy Fresh is there. Del Monte. Okay. Now, these are all the 10 major brands at national level. Apart from this, you also have different brands which are operating even in Hyderabad itself. You have so many brands. Okay. And there is unbranded, unorganized market which are there. Now, this product has to compete with all these brands plus unorganized brands. Imagine the competition which they are coming, right? So, primary market survey is done. What do you mean by a primary market survey? A primary market survey is one where you go and meet the customer who actually use the products in one form or the other for one brand or the other. That is called a primary survey. The secondary data is what you get from sources other than the primary. Okay. Now the product name is Cashew Apple Juice. Originally, they came with the concept of cashew apple juice. The pack size is 200 ml. And for the market survey, we chose a sample size of 100 households. Okay. Now, whenever you do a market survey, you have to decide who is going to be your respondent. You have to define it. In the case of the app for garages, we defined what kind of a garage is going to play. Locality wise, area wise, we selected 100 garages. Here we have selected 100 respondents. Now, the selection of the quantity of the sample size, the number of households which we have to take, some may want us to do 500, some may want us to do 100, but it all goes with the costing of the market survey, right? For an in-depth qualitative study, we recently did in one of the districts of Telangana for a would-be candidate for a member of parliament. We took 500 sample size, 1,000 sample size. And for the next survey, we are recommending 2,000 sample size, all qualitative. Perception analysis, behavioral analysis, attribute rating, preference studies. These are all called qualitative market surveys. Now, this particular market survey is also qualitative in nature because we are testing the product for its acceptability. So when you decide as to whom should I give the sample to, we are giving samples, asking them to open and taste it. Immediately we give the questionnaire and we implement the questionnaire designing there. We ask the questions. Now, since this particular survey was done in Telugu speaking area, most of the respondents were asked the questions in Telugu. This is a very important aspect of market survey, which I would like to share with you, that whenever you go for a market survey, primary one, attempt to speak in the language of the respondent. We did one survey for a chemicals and fertilizers industry in Vidarbha district of Maharashtra and part of Marathwada districts. So the respondents, we spoke in Marathi. I went to the shandies, they call shandies where they come weekly and they sell their produce. There I was able to meet a lot of farmers. So that was a different survey to gauge whether advertising effectiveness for rural areas for chemicals and fertilizers, agrochem. Similarly, when we speak to them in Marathi, the response was very, very nice. They were able to understand clearly. They were able to answer back clearly. But when we do this in Telugu, which we did for handloom sector in Nalgonda, then East Godavari and other places, we spoke in the language that is Telugu. Of course, but our Telugu is Telangana Telugu and not Andhra Telugu. So they did have some kind of a joke also when we were talking. There was some amount of smiling and all that. So that is one area which you should keep in mind. Tell your field people, don't try to show your language English. Once you talk high flown English or even moderate English, they will shut their mind. They won't talk to you properly. The response will not come as required. So the product testing was done. Product samples were given to the head of the family and or to the housewife. Whom should you give? To the member. The questionnaire is to be asked to the member who decides the purchase of the fruit, drink or juice from any source, supermarket or general stores or whatever it is. Normally we found the housewife was going and purchasing. Even the brand was decided by them. If there was a small child who's say about 8 years or 10 years, he was telling, Mama, you buy this. He was influenced by the ads which came on the television. So casually we did ask them, do they have a child in the house who's 6 years or 8 years or so? And then if the child was there, we used to ask him. If the child was not there, we used to ask the mother. Now these are small intricate details in market survey which you won't find in the textbooks. You won't find. Now the child is there or not, the housewife eats or not, drinks or not. Sometimes the housewife doesn't drink. Her husband insists. She says, no, isme sugar hota hai, or it has chemicals. So there are a lot of considerations before deciding upon basically to buy a fruit juice or a fruit drink. Then they come to the brand. Now competitors, there is no direct competitor for cashew apple juice in India. This concept of cashew apple, in fact, I was surprised when I saw it. I have been to the cashew growing areas, near Vizag and other places, but I've never seen this cashew apple juice. It is available in Thailand, and I think it is also available in Vietnam. Only these two places they have. No other place in the world has cashew apple juice. So you can imagine the kind of potential this particular product has. This again is the cashew fruit. As I told you in the beginning, any market survey should have the major objectives defined by it. Here it's a brand new, nobody has seen it, nobody has heard it, nobody has tasted it. It looks like apple juice. The color is as equal or as much, you will mistake it for an apple juice, but the taste is very different. It tastes like apple because you are mentally seen it, mentally in your mind, you have already fixed after seeing the color that it is apple juice. So you say it is like apple juice. That is how brain works. So we call it perception. In consumer behavior terminology, we call it consumer perception study. This is where we attempted a perception study and a actual practice. So to test the product acceptability on various attributes such as flavor, how does it taste? How is the flavor? Is it good? Is it hard? It is thick. It is bitterish. Consistency means, is it thick or thin, or throughout is it consistent? Is it sweet, very sweet, or less sweet? So sweetness is an attribute, consistency is an attribute, taste is an attribute, flavor is an attribute, which you quantify later. I will tell you later. You quantify each variable or an attribute over a 5-point scale or a 7-point scale and give weightages to each of them and convert it into quantitative factors. Most of all of you are engineers, so quantitative factors and all that you will be much aware of. So we convert those into quantitative data and then we analyze it. But qualitative analysis is done. The opinion of, pack size is an important factor in FMCG product. You have seen the brands. Every brand is attractive. As soon as you see on the shelf, you want to buy it. You have to attract the child. And then he will start pushing the mother, Mommy, I want it. Please buy, please buy. Nako kavale, ippude kavale. Atanu tagaladu akkadi nunchi kone varaku. So this is what is most important, attractive price packaging. Price has to be competitive because all of them were coming at 10 rupees for a pack then. Now it is 20. Then brand name is absolutely important. You can't have a brand name, a long and lengthy brand name. As short as possible. I will take 1 minute on this brand name thing. When you decide on a brand name, some of the basic tenets of a brand name is, it should be easy to pronounce. Okay, very easy to pronounce. You take any brand name, Fruity, easy to pronounce. Happy, easy to pronounce. Amul, easy to pronounce. Tell me any brand name which is very difficult. You won't find it. It has to be very, very easy. And then another feature of brand name, naming a brand is, it should reflect the product category. Okay. Now you can have Amul butter, Amul lassi because it has become very famous. Okay. But you cannot have Amul water filters or Amul motors, cars, four-wheelers. Because your mind immediately goes to Amul means a food product. So if I tell you Nike, you will relate it to shoes, footwear. So word association test is something in consumer behavior. Most of you must be knowing who teach marketing. So word association test we conducted for brand names. How many of you have eaten the ice cream Scoops? You're aware of Scoops ice cream? Yes or no? Madam, ask them. Telsa Scoop ice creams? Madam, are you there? Or you?
Sir, we know the Scoops ice creams.
Alaga cheppandi koncham. So the Scoop ice cream, we did a brand testing for Scoop ice cream. Again a market survey andi. In between, I will tell you relate with other food product. We asked 100 families. We gave them 8 different brand names. The Scoop's owner, his daughter's name was there. All kinds of brand names were there. And then I put this brand name Scoops. It was done in 1992, as early as that. And 70% of the people checked Scoops as a brand name. And then we gave them the brand name. You know what a Scoops is, right? 1 scoop of ice cream. Adi teestar chudu. With the spoon, when you take it out, ice cream with that spoon, that is called scoop. And after 10 or 15 years, Walls people came to them. They offered them 10 lakhs to buy the brand name. Can you believe it? But they didn't sell it. They called me. I said, no, don't sell it. So that is the importance of a brand name. So then which product would they compare it with? This is perhaps one of the most important things when you do a market survey for a product like this, or any other product for that matter. When you drink this juice, with which juice are you comparing? Which is the closest to juice which comes to your mind? Is it fruity? Is it happy? Is it this or that? Then compare with the existing products available in the market on price, package, flavors. Okay, these are the major objectives of the market survey. And then the questionnaire designing is the most important aspect in the entire market survey. Believe me, if anything goes wrong with the questionnaire designing, your entire results will go wrong. Objective will decide what questionnaire designing to be done. Questionnaire designing will define your final output. So these two are extremely important. Before you go to the field, you tell your client or whomsoever you're doing, the objectives are correct or not. Later, you don't come and tell me what in one edible oil survey in Vizag and Hyderabad and another 2 or 3 towns, after everything we did, that vice president was standing there in the presentation and he said, Mr. Igbote, what is this? Where is the price? You have not asked these people this, that particular question. This. I said, this is the questionnaire which was approved. This is the output which you have done. This is what we had agreed for the objectives. In the objectives, what you are asking was never asked for us. It was not included, therefore we have not included. Then he turned to his general manager. He said, yes, sir. What he says is right. So you have to be very, very clear with objectives. You cannot fool around with objectives. Then the questionnaire designing also, we got it approved from the client. We always show it to the client before even we go to the field. Because once you start the field, you can't come back. Okay, you can't change in between. Once you cut open the heart, you can't say, bhai, ye heart nahi, wo heart nahi. Once you have an eye operation, you can't say, "Arey bhai, right eye ka kyun kara? Mera left eye kharab tha." So cataract was in the left eye and you can't get it done in the right eye. So you be very careful what you are doing. So questionnaire designing, the core questions which we did for this particular market survey is demographic profile of the average user of a packaged juice, not a brand. How many people are taking packaged juice? What is the frequency? Once a week, twice a week? Where they are purchasing also is there. General stores, kirana merchants, bakeries, supermarkets, so on and so. Abhi now online do they purchase or not? Then how much do they consume per week? Family size, demographic will give you family size, age, and all that. Then the control question, there is always what is called a control question in a questionnaire designing. If the answer to that control question is yes, you go ahead. If the answer is no, don't go ahead. Don't take that respondent. The control question was whether they had consumed any packaged juice in the last 1 month. मैं नहीं पिया last 1 month में कुछ भी नहीं पिया. Packaged juice. Juice पिया लेकिन वो ताजमहल में पिया. Juice पिया हैबिट्स पे पिया बंडी पे. वैसा नहीं. Not allowed. Did you take any packaged juice? Then yes or no. The flavors they normally prefer to purchase. There are 6 or 8 flavors which we have seen. Mango, fruity, then you have lychee, then you have grape. When I was with Kisan Products, the maximum was mango, mixed fruit. In the jam category, it is mixed fruit. In juice category, orange juice, then pineapple, lime was least. Lime बहुत कम जाता था. So the flavors will determine your sales volume. Okay. The next. Then who is the decision maker in the family? Who decides to purchase? We did several of these decision making. Present consumption habits, control question. Then now opinion on the various attributes of the sampled fruit drink, cashew apple juice, 100 ml. They were given 100 ml of the pack, but one thing, we did not tell them the brand name. Okay. Then to what extent did they accept the product? We used a Likert scale with a 5-point scale. Did not like it to extremely liked. So acceptability was inferred from likeness of the product. It taste may be very good, not at all good. Like that, we used 5-point scale or 7-point scale, Likert scale. Now, you see there is a good correlation between liking a product and ready to purchase it. Would they purchase the product when made available in the market? Free में दिए बोल के पी लिए, ऐसा नहीं. That is wrong. Fee इస్తే ఇంకొక బాటిల్ తీసుకుంటాను, 10 బాటిల్ ఇస్తే ఇంటికి తీసుకెళ్తాను. వైసా नहीं. Don't do that. Did you like it? They say yes. Will you purchase it when it is available in the market? Then, yes, we will definitely purchase. We may purchase, we may not purchase. Again, there also we used a 5-point scale so that people who are really interested or they are likely to buy, we clubbed them, and that is how we got the percentage of people who are likely to purchase when the product is launched in the market. Okay. Which brand of fruit drink or juice came closest? Why did we ask this was, they will know, we will know as to where we should position this product. Okay. Then to what extent the flavor, taste, for each of it, we used the 5-point scale. Okay. How was the survey conducted? What is the methodology adopted? For every market survey, you do a pre-test of 10 or 15 or 20, 25 questionnaires. There will be some errors in the sequencing of the questions. Sometimes you ask some wrong questions in the first and then right question in the beginning. Then sometimes some terms which are not understood by the people, you make it more simple. Okay. Like we don't tell attributes, we tell actually what it is. Then the product 100 ml was given because 50 ml was found to be very less. And it was a face-to-face interview. Total data was gathered, analysis done. 15% of the total questionnaire received were back checked. Back check means when we get the questionnaires, we get the telephone numbers. Okay. When we get the telephone numbers, we call them up and again we ask the same questions. Madam, mere unnara, vachara, did you taste it? How did you like it? 2-3 questions we ask. If they tally, that means the boys have gone. So we have found in sometimes one person who has done 30-40, he is all done it wrong. Fraud calls, we normally call it. All the 40 or 50 calls, we will do it again. We will do it again. We throw away that. In the same area, we do it with different boys and different people. So that the validation part of is done correctly. That is why when we do the market survey, when the results are coming out, it tallies with whatever we have. Let me share with you one example, which we had long time back. We were given by ITC, by Apitco people. They subcontracted the market survey part of the distance traveled by the bus in the villages and the amount paid, ticket or bus pass. That was called a bus pass survey. So we did 2,000 or 3,000 bus students in 6 or 8 districts for the government RTC, APS RTC then. And Apitco ko mila tha wo, Apitco gave the market survey part for me. And you will be surprised to know, they back checked it and they found that the average bus pass, what we have told, what is the average bus pass each student is paying, 5 rupees 50 paisa, 3 rupees 35 paisa for a particular distance was found to be absolutely correct. Now, this is what makes us happy when we do the survey correctly. We don't fudge the documents, we don't fudge the data, we don't write something which is not there. Because the entrepreneur, the MSME or the startup, his whole life is dependent on the answers for this. Okay. Even as recent as that, we have done for a pre-launch survey for an app for hospitals and patients. And he went back to several hospitals and talked to several patients. And the answers which we gave him as cumulative, we found the same answers coming. And so he called us and says, Mr. Egbote, you have done very good. We are very happy. He's going ahead with the launch of the product. Okay. That is how a market research survey should be done. That is how it should be done for validation purposes. Now, findings of the survey, majority of the respondents very much like the apple flavor of the product. Okay. But it is not apple, it is kajus. They said they would purchase 90% of them. They compared it with apple juice. But we preferred it to be called as apple drink. Okay, not juice. Because it was not having that much content of fruit. Okay, most of them said they would buy it. The product kajus was then labeled as a drink and not as a juice, which the client had earlier was referring to. I said, don't put it as apple juice. People will think and compare it with apple juice. Put it as cashew apple drink. I have put it there juice, but make it a drink. Completely different from its nearest rival competitors. Last part of the thing, on the basis of the market survey and the major findings of the study, the feasibility for the project was carried out. The estimates of three years was carried. It is essential that in order to undertake this exercise, the secondary data industry is to be taken. What are the data? The average industry growth rate is to be calculated. We have told you average growth industry CGR was 15%. 10-year growth was 30%. Average growth rate of major competitors like ITC and others, their growth rate was pretty high. All these were taken both in volume and value. You know, any new industry or large competitors, they were coming, we took that into consideration. The industry estimates of the growth rate for the next 5 years was also considered for the feasibility of the product. The marketing budgets allocated for the project was done. A business plan was drawn. Based on the business plan, the marketing plan also was drawn. The marketing plan comprises of the sales estimates, number of salespeople, advertising, promotion budgets, everything. Okay. We also showed how much of promotion is to be done
free packs to be given, everything. The results of all this are to be taken into consideration in the calculation of the entire budgets, which would provide the basis for 3 to 5 years of projections, sales turnover. Always understand this thing. Never decide on the yes or no based on your values. Oh, I'm getting 2 crores turnover, 3 crores. No. Decide whether your volumes are increasing or not, by what percentage. If the product pack is 10 rupees and it goes to 12 rupees next year, automatically 20% of your value sales are up. It doesn't mean your volume sales have gone up. If 100 liters are you are selling and 120 liters are selling next year, then it means 20% growth. That is the real growth rate and not the value. When we are doing the fruity, we used to do in number of packs sold. Okay. And the most important part is this. What is the estimated sales we have done for the next 5 years? The figures of sales in the third year is for a new variant. So the first year is 28,000 cases per month. And for the 5th year, we have doubled it. You see? And then per annum is 3.36 lakhs, 3.86. The growth rate we are showing is very, very normal. It is just around the average growth rate of the industry. The prices are also that. And you see 21.16, 23, 20.5, 52. I think there is some error there. And then 30.48 and 35.48. So even the growth rate which we are showing is collaborating or it is overlapping the growth rate of the industry and slightly more. Okay, so total in volume. Here, you see in the first year there is no 500 ml. From second year onwards, we started 500 ml. Then the third year, second year also there is. Third year, the one more variant has come in 200 ml, which is launched in third year. And third year, say we are showing the sales. We are not showing 200 ml in the first year and the second year. Now, this is how the variant of the 200 ml, the new pack, when it is launched, how much we can sell, and the total grand total is calculated. Okay, the figures for sale in the third year is for a new variant of health product. So initially, it was seen as a fun product, you know, like fruity or aerated drinks, Thumbs Up, Limca, you know, those
There
are.
is a request from my side, sir.
Yeah.
As time has ended,
Yeah.
just please conclude, sir.
Oh, this is last
Don't
slide.
mind.
This
Yes,
is my
sir.
last slide.
Right, sir. Right.
You can see, no?
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
I hastened up in the middle side.
Right.
Okay. So the growth rate is taken as 10% of the total sales of the 200 ml normal product. So the assumptions are also to be taken properly. There has to be a basis. Otherwise, you will be questioned from the bankers, questioned from the client, questioned from anybody who sees that. Okay. This is how the feasibility is done through a market survey. Is it okay? Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for your wonderful session with a lot of insights into a practical exposure with how the cashew apple drink has come out with its, with the help of the market survey, how it has been gone into an existence. Any questions from the participants? Can post in the chat window or you can unmute yourself.
If they want anything by email, I can send it to them. There is no problem. They can contact me.
Yes, sir, definitely.
As faculty also, we will help them.
Yes, sir.
Because it is good for the students.
Yes, sir. Any participants, any requirement for any of the topics, you can please feel free to contact us so that we can share the details as well as the material, whatever is required.
I don't think they have any answers, ma'am.
Yes, sir. No questions from the participant side. Thank you so much, sir, for giving us an opportunity to have the forum like this, to have a session or a discussion on this market survey topic. Thank you so much, sir, for your wonderful session. Thank you, sir. Have a good day, sir.
Thank you. Same to you.
A small request to all the participants. Please join tomorrow morning for 2 virtual sessions. Virtual tour to the industry, that is Alip Vhub with 2 different entrepreneurs, as well as we'll be going for a market survey, not market survey, virtual tour to T-Works also tomorrow. Please join us to have an impact how the people are really working and able to produce a product. Thank you one and all.